What's up, friends? Hoffner here. Hey, I'm coming up with this new thing, one video a month. A couple weeks ago, I decided I'm gonna train to get into the Boston Marathon 2025. That's my goal, which means I have to do a qualified run by usually September's the deadline. So by September of next year, I will have to qualify for Boston of 2025. I want to take you guys on that road with me by posting one video a month on kind of like where I'm at in my training, how I feel. Was it a good training month? Was it shitty? So on and so forth. As everybody knows, I'm in this beautiful state of Hawaii where the weather is great and I can run all the time. So I never have to run on a treadmill. Never, which is great. Boston Marathon 1897. It's the oldest marathon in the world. It's just a challenge. It's something that like not a lot of people. Yeah, it's hard. I have to run a 3 hour 5 minute just to qualify to get into the Boston. It's not just you sign up and just go to the Boston Marathon. You have to qualify on an approved route such as the Honolulu Marathon in order to get into, and that's just to submit an application. You may not even get approved because there may be so many people submitting and then they go by fastest times. But at the end of the day, 3 hours and 5 minutes is where I'm training at now. So every month, I'm just gonna post a video and take you with my journey to Boston Marathon, and hopefully it's in 2025, or else y'all be seeing a lot more freaking videos. So where am I at now? I'm 50% of the way there. I think I'm 50% there. I need to average a 7 minute pace for 26.2 miles. I'm about a 7 minute pace right now for a half marathon, which means I just gotta train more. Right now, my easy run paces, which is just below aerobic threshold, is usually about 130, 131 beats per minute. I'm at about 830 pace. That's still too high. I want to be able to get that lower. So what's happening right now is I can maintain a very good heart rate to where my body is burning, 65 to 70% of fats, while it's only burning 30% of my glycogen storage. Excuse me. Um, and I do that, but and then the heart rate really starts to increase around mile 15, mile 16, and then I'm no longer burning fat, and I'm burning all the glycogen that has been stored up. And then once I have burned all that glycogen, it's a wrap. Right, your body starts to fall into ketosis, and it starts pulling bits and pieces from the fat, producing ketones, and there's a whole science behind it. I'm not getting into that right now. But anyways, the best runners in the world. I mean, if you look at one of these runners that are running 2 hour, 2.5 hour marathons, right? They are running 6:15, 6 minute paces at the same heart rate that I am running 8:30, 8:40 paces at because they have a bigger base. So I just need to do a lot more conditioning and more mileage and more time in those lower heart rate zones to be able to build that aerobic base. You can look up aerobic base zone 2 training on what it is and what it's used for. I'm not going to get into that on the video, but it's definitely a factual study that it works. It's got me to where I'm at now. Most people would run a 10.5 minute, 11-minute mile to maintain the same heart rate that I run at 8:30. And I was there at one point, so I know it works. My tempo runs right now are at about a 7:30 pace, 7:40 pace, kind of right where I want to be. So I'm still going to do tempo runs, and I'm going to learn how to do tempo runs for a lot longer period of time, so my body understands how uncomfortable it's going to be at lactate threshold, at mile 15, 16, 17, 18, and so on and so forth. So yeah, about 50% of the way there. I feel good. I did a great run today. Got some interval training in the middle of my workout, so I did an easy run for 15 minutes at the beginning of the workout. It was like my warm up, and then I went into 1 mile intervals, and then I went into 800-meter intervals, so half-mile intervals, and then I let it off with a 30-minute easy run pace, so 129, 130 beats per minute type. Don't focus on pace. I focus on heart rate when I go into the heart rate type training. Pace it changes every day depending on where you're at. Also, lastly, what I'm going to do on every month is just give you a pro tip from me. And the one that I'm going to give you today is just start little and baby steps when it comes to running. If you're trying to run or get into running, don't just start with a 10K. Man, you're going to quit right away because you're going to suck. I was there. Right? It might just be starting with 2 miles. It might be starting with 5K. But conquer that and then move to the next challenge and then move to the next challenge and just continue to build that aerobic base. Super frustrating. I'll get into the aerobic base more on the next month's video. I'm going to tell you how it worked out for me because I'm really going to focus on that this month. Um, but other than that, this is my video for this month. The first video, Glide Path to Boston 2025. Hit subscribe down there. Share this out there. Leave comments if you got questions. Follow me on Strava, Garmin Connect, and you can see the workouts that I do. I get pretty detailed on there. Other than that, mahalo from Hawaii. Until June.